Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Chatbox Vale, your mental health podcast for the community, coming to you from High Five Access Media. Now, I have somebody so special in the studio with me today. I'm Liz, host of the Chatbox. Jen couldn't be here today, but she says hi and she sends her love. Now, we have Veterans Day coming up tomorrow, and I knew I couldn't snag you on the actual Veterans Day, so I wanted to get you here, and I wanted to have a nice discussion about all of the stuff as far as it goes for our veterans and how they're faring. And I mean, how many veterans do you think we have here in our community?
Currently in the Eagle County area, we have probably about 2,300.
2,300.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that just like blew my mind. And so I met you once at Rick Parag's house. He was
Yes.
having a big Veterans Day party, and I met so many amazing people that were veterans from all the different aspects of the military. So as far as you go, what was your rank and your branch and all the good stuff in the military that you provide that you were in?
So I was in the Navy. I spent 24 years active duty.
Wow.
Yes. And I started off as just basically working with squadrons and doing a lot of the maintenance type work. So I was more of a maintenance administration.
Okay.
And then became a data analyst, became a systems network engineer, and then decided after progressing through my rank and become a flight deck coordinator and start working on flight decks of carriers.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite fun. I enjoyed it, and just a matter of being on a flight deck when an F-18 is launching. It's just like a exhilarating experience.
It must be powerful.
It is. It's very much so, especially when the aircraft carriers go to full burner.
What does that mean? Like full force?
Full afterburner. 'Cause
Okay.
in order for them to launch off an aircraft, they have to reach a certain speed. So in order to do that, they go full power.
Ooh,
And then
that must
that's
just like vibrate
It
the whole
does.
world.
It vibrates your whole.
But
from
you like
toe to
it.
toe. Oh yeah, it's very exhilarating.
I think it's got to be because, well, number one, when you're in that realm and you're seeing everything happen and all the equipment and whatever, so when you get the full, like you say, the full burn, sounds amazing.
Yes.
Wow. And so what was your favorite area of the service that you were in?
What do you mean by
Well,
service?
you said you
Area
did
service?
data. You said you did, all the different jobs, I guess you would say you had in the military. What was your favorite?
So my favorite is basically just working with everybody.
Aw.
Because the diversity of from where everybody comes from and whatever they do is just trying to learn how to help train is quite an interesting area to get into, and we did it a lot.
That's amazing.
Because our function as a chief is to help train our officers to lead. And
Okay.
So that way we would be able to teach an officer coming straight out of college or becoming a pilot and how, yes, they know how to fly the planes, but they also
there's
need
so
to
much
learn,
more.
Yeah, there's so much more. They need to learn how to handle the sailors and handle how to lead them to be a successful person.
Absolutely. And I would venture to think that as new people come in, even though they're probably pretty tough because they go through boot camp and stuff, they've got to be afraid.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I would hope that they would be a little afraid because
Definitely.
that's a bit of a passion for something that you want to do and you want to take care of our country.
True. And a lot of the guys. So I joined the military when I was 22.
Oh, wow, you're a baby.
Yeah. Well, we get a lot of the 18-year-olds and 17-year-olds that come in.
Wow.
And so for them to adapt and adjust, it's quite the change, cultural change.
Sure, and your
everything.
brain isn't even fully developed yet at 18. It's really not. It's in your early 20s.
Yep. And when I was leading my team, when they first come out of boot camp, and I sit there and I would talk to them and kind of get them to understand this difficult life.
Yes.
I would first take them out and have them touch an F-18 aircraft.
Ooh.
And the one thing I would tell them is like, there's nowhere in the world, any job where you'd be able to touch a multi-million-dollar aircraft. And
Wow.
just for them to feel that how significantly important it is.
Yes.
It
That must be
helps.
very surreal just
is.
because, I mean, just the amount that you said that the word
Oh, yeah.
and then the power that they have within them.
Yep. And the intelligence that is developed over the years with technology has been incredible. So,
Yeah, I was wondering about that because it used to be like you guys had to just kind of talk to each other And now you have such a difference in technology.
Yes.
I mean, of course I only watch movies, but you see people that can literally work stuff from a computer.
Yes. So
Do a target and zoom in on a target, and they're not there.
and they do so much more too. Because when I first started working with F-18s, the first technology of it all, it intrigued me.
Yeah.
Because anytime a plane would leave or land, we have an indicator up on our nose wheel well that would launch out a bunch of numbers prior to like a pre-operational check.
Okay.
And those numbers would tell us if something's wrong with that airplane.
Oh.
And then they just take those numbers, look in a maintenance book, and be able to say, oh, it says fix this or replace this.
Wow.
So it makes it a lot easier. So it's pretty awesome.
Why can't the domestic airlines do that?
In actuality, I believe they do. But
They
it's
do.
just,
They just don't do it well.
I cannot take
You
confirm
can't
that.
say anything. I know. I can say whatever I want. I've flown lately. It's like, oh. But this is like experience that nobody else can understand if they haven't been through it. You can't visualize it. You can't read about it. You can only get, maybe a good conversation with somebody, and I'll still never quite grasp what it's all been through. Now, since you were there for so many years, how many wars have you seen?
Well, quite a few. I mean, some of them are classified as conflicts, and some of them are classified as wars.
Okay.
But I did my first few years. I was out off the coast of Bosnia Herzegovina during ethnic cleansing, and then from there we went into the right from there we went right into the Persian Gulf and went through the Red Sea and started launching aircrafts and getting ready for the first Gulf War. So ever since then, for most of my career, it was part of the Iraqi freedom and the global war on terrorism.
So did you, I guess you obviously participated, but were you more in a safer space because you were like in command?
So with an aircraft carrier,
Right.
we have a huge battle group, and it's just all these ships that protect us and are also part of the offensive force, whether it be battleships, whether it be destroyers and cruisers. So they're all surrounding us. And so the carrier is the main focus to get in and to launch airplanes and do the air-to-ground type maneuvers or close air support to protect our Marines and
Yes.
soldiers on the ground. So we did a lot of missions.
Wow.
My first tour was with an E2C Hawkeye group.
Okay.
So it's what-
E2C Hawkeye. That
That's
sounds like a helicopter for some reason.
It's a prop plane. It
Okay.
has 4 props, and it has a big old dome on the top.
Oh.
So that's designed for radar. And so
Okay.
it links up with all our shore stations and all our ships, and it can see, if it does the complete link, you can see over 600 miles just to see what's coming into the air.
Wow.
What are they doing? And
But
so
then it can see you too in a big old dome.
yeah, our pilots were up there. They're usually the first ones to launch out to establish the radar, and then they're usually the last ones to come in.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What the bravery aspect in all of you, it doesn't matter whether you're on the controls, it's pure bravery.
Yes, it is.
You are here to protect us, our country, and our freedoms. And you're putting your life on the line every day. You wake up, you could be your last day because you're really, what does it feel like to know that you have, how many years did you say?
24.
24 years. So for 24 years, you would wake up every day and put your life on the line.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah. And now you're a policeman for the Avon Police Department. So you wake up every day and put your life on the line. You must live dangerously.
Actually, I'm a very community-oriented officer. I like
Yes,
to
you
talk
are.
to the community.
No, you really are. You're very kind. I've known you for several years now, and you can tell that you would be a great person to go to for any sort of incident or help. And you just have a wonderful energy about you, and that's why I brought you on today because you're my favorite. And he also lent me his hat when I was in a play, so that was really fun. What would you recommend to somebody that might be considering joining the armed forces today?
It's a really difficult life.
Yes.
The one biggest thing is you're away from your family a lot.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that's got to be the toughest.
Yes, it is, and it's you adjust to it and adapt to it. And anybody going into service, it doesn't matter if they're doing it in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 24 years. 30 years. It's an exhilarating type of accomplishment. I've always set goals for myself.
Nice.
So when I sat there and I joined the military in the first 4 years, when I was young, my parents were like pushing military.
Oh, really?
My dad was in the Army.
Okay.
So at about 18, and they left me alone and choose my path, and I realized that my path that I was headed down was not the right path.
Oh.
So I decided to join the military,
Well, good
and
for
I'm
you.
glad I did. So I set my goals to, after my first 4 years, I was like, look, this is going to be a life for me. So I
Wow.
decided to do 20. And then I'm the type
Oh, you
of
can
guy.
sign up for like 20.
Well, every year, every
Okay.
4 years, you realist and you make that decision.
I see.
So I had already decided, from my first realistment to go ahead and continue on and try to do 20 because I knew it
Wow.
would be better for me in my life. So that I'm the type of guy that sets a goal, but I want to exceed that goal, and that's why I did the 24.
Of course, of course.
So
But
it
that's
was quite
very admirable. And I'm looking at your beautiful dress, and I think it's, I know, it sounds ridiculous, but it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's just, it looks like such a great representation. Now, what does each ribbon represent?
So they all represent various things, and a lot of the I always focus in on the wings and the
Yeah.
surface. So these are qualifications that you receive. So in order to achieve these qualifications, this one has to do with ships. So I had to know a certain amount of knowledge regarding the various ships in the Navy.
Wow.
And then you test, and you do a written test and an oral board, and then they finally award you the stuff. The top one is more for the aviation community, knowing what type of aircrafts we have and what their functions are.
Wow.
And
So
then you
this
can
is
come down to-
knowledge plastered on your,
Yep, on
okay.
the top two. And all the other ones are basically just accomplishments, my accomplishments, our team accomplishments, and the various locations we've been. And like most of these here are from the Gulf War.
Wow, really?
And the top ones are always my accomplishments as to what I've done.
You've got a lot of stars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, aren't you proud? Don't you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like a sense of pride that,
do.
you set a goal 20, 30 something years ago and you accomplished it and bypassed it, in fact. And what job do you think was your favorite throughout your 24 years?
Well, I never really decided to be a police officer.
Okay.
So when early in my career, I decided I want to be a part of security forces.
Oh,
So I started, we would do our normal functions and jobs and working with the airplanes and stuff like that. But anytime we hit a port, we had to depend on our own security to protect our ship.
oh,
So we'd have our security forces to do so. So I became a part of that security force where we're in ship in case something happens, we can protect our ship.
okay.
So doing all that, I went over to what we call a gator. It's an amphibious assault ship, and we carry all the Marines on board, and they have their tanks and all these other equipment, and we're pretty much a taxi going from back and forth.
Wow, okay.
Then we were assigned to go down to Sierra Leone one time,
Oof.
and they
I'd
were
be
having
scared.
they were having a military coup.
Oh.
So our job was to go into because they had the coup took over the embassy, the U.S. embassy.
Okay.
So we went in there to go help our humanitarians, whether they be Americans or other countries that were there to help bring them out of there in a safe environment and take them someplace where they can be a lot safer. I think the best part of being on that security force, I was in charge of an area where we would bring different the humanitarians on board, and then we would process them through, give them, make sure they were medically okay, dental, and all of the stuff, in a place to live. One of the best parts that really exemplified why I wanted to do what I want to do and why I continue to do what I do is that I saw this gentleman sitting in a chair, and he was leaning over, and he had his head down. And I had walked over to him and I said, "Is everything okay?" And he looked at me and he says, "I see this huge American flag on the wall. I see you standing in military uniform. I know everything's going to be okay." And I just got this tingling from my toes just coming right on up. And I'm like, I knew I was doing something. I had a purpose.
Yes.
And so it just felt so good. And then that's what
I just got the
enlightened me.
tingles.
Yeah. And it just enlightened me. And I was like, it's like an epiphany. It's like,
Absolutely.
this is what I want to do. This is what I want to help people.
And then you lead with passion after
Yep.
that because you really know that it's something that you want to do. You're making a difference.
Yes.
And it is an altruistic position, even though you probably don't look at it like that because,
right.
you're just doing it.
Yeah. And that's why I continue to serve the community.
Well,
I
I
love
mean,
it.
it's just it's remarkable that you were able to do 24 years and then you didn't want to stop helping.
Right.
I mean, that's huge. I mean, some people just couldn't, maybe can't wait to get the heck out of there. Or,
Sure, yeah.
there's a lot of little aspects to once you have left the military.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in it, it's almost like I've seen this and heard about it. Like a lot of times, if guys get, what is it called when they go home? Furlough? No,
well,
like if somebody's
it depends, yeah.
injured and they have to leave the military.
So it depends on the
Okay.
injury. They have medical retirements and they have various.
But a lot of people don't know what to do unless they're back.
right.
And so that's something that it really does take over you.
Yes.
And
it's
I
a
mean,
transition that has to be adjusted. Yeah.
Right. So when you left the military, did you feel uneasy or did you already know you were going right into becoming a police officer?
Well, that's a unique situation I was in. I had again set my goals like, okay, prior to leaving the military, I was like, I think I'm going to choose to go become a police officer.
Nice.
And this was like maybe 6 years before I got out.
Okay.
And so I started shooting my goals with that. And then I met a particular person, a good friend of ours. His name was Justin.
Okay.
And he got recruited by the Vail Police Department.
Oh.
And so he knew what I was focusing in on. And he said, hey, you need to come up here and be a police officer. And I had just put on the rank of chief. And I was like, let me hang out a little bit and do it. So when I hit 23 years, you need to come up here to be a cop. So I came up here to visit, and who cannot love this area?
I mean, really.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I'm not a skier. I don't
I'm not
snowboard, but I just love the fishing environment.
Yeah.
I love the wilderness.
Yeah, I mean, the nature here alone can really is very cathartic and healing, and
It
and
is.
it's just such a magnificent thing. So you kind of like you went right to the resort area.
Right. That is the uniqueness about it is I came up here and visited once and fell in love, and then came up here and visited twice to see if I can get involved with the police department. And my wife had not been up here at all.
Wow.
So I came up by myself. So the only time she came up here is on August 13th, we left Virginia after my retirement.
Okay,
And I drove her up here, and her first thing was like, where did you bring me to?
like a whole new world.
It was a whole new world. But her focus was like, there's no malls here.
You get used to that real quick, though.
Yeah, but I took her to the mall.
Yeah,
I
you
took
can
her
go
to
to
the
a
Glenwood
mall.
Springs Mall,
Right.
and she's like, this is not a mall. I was like, yes, it is.
Oh, with the one where the DMV is? That's like
exactly.
a really sad mall.
Yeah. But she discovered really quick Amazon. So, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, when you are surrounded by the things that you're surrounded by here, you don't want to go to a mall. You want to be outside. You want to just embrace. Now, I have a personal question for you. So you were married throughout your term in the military?
So, so I met my wife when I was 13.
Oh,
She was my next door neighbor.
oh my God, this is so cute.
We dated for a little bit and then, separated each other. But just before I joined the military, I talked to her, and we had been communicating on and off. I talked to her, and I was like, okay, I'm going to join the military. She didn't believe me at the time.
Okay.
Until she received a letter from when I was in boot camp.
Oops.
And she's like, oh, okay.
I believe you
And
now.
And ever since then, it's just been glorious. Now we're going on 33 years.
Oh my gosh. You
Yeah,
have
so-
children too?
I have one, yes. Mhm.
All right. So what was the longest stretch that you had to stay away from your wife and your kid?
It was a 9-month stretch.
9 months.
Yep. So
She
I
could have had
was-
another baby. That's
Well,
crazy.
we decided just to have one, but
Yeah.
I had left Virginia and flew to San Diego, and we jumped on the Lincoln. So, and it's a unique thing because that was the last ship I was on for my career, but it was also the very first ship that I was on. So I did a full circle, and just to go first circle in the military, I also did on that ship. The last time I was on it, I went around the world.
Whoa.
Yep. So I went from San Diego all the way around and came back into Virginia.
That must have been just one hell of an experience for you.
It was.
I mean, 9 months away from family is hard.
Yes, it is.
But look what you gained.
Yes.
You know, I mean, seriously, not a lot of people can say. Now, a lot of people flippantly say, "Oh, I'm just going to join the military because, because I don't know what to do with myself, or I'm a bad kid, or
Right.
stuff like that." What percentage of those people actually stay in the military?
Well, so I can't really tell you the percentage.
Well,
of it
I
all,
don't mean to
'cause
have
I'm not too
direct
sure, but
numbers.
What I would say to everybody that came on and
Yeah.
who joined is like, it's what you make of it.
Okay.
So a lot of people would have bad experiences, and usually it was like maybe they would get in trouble or something, and they, all of a sudden now they didn't like being there.
Okay. Well,
But
yeah.
once you focus in on, achieving and accomplishing different goals and stuff, you start to enjoy it, and that's
I
what
got
happened
you.
to me. I was had a different life, got in there, and then I just started loving it. I was like, I really enjoyed the people. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed what I did, and just made it a nice life for me.
I think it's a wonderful thing that you were able to do that because, our mental health is so fragile. Okay. I know that if I had gone into I would have been completely PTSD'd out.
Right.
When we see our veterans that are not faring as well as you, it breaks my heart. Whether they're homeless or whether they have a lot of mental health issues because of what they've seen or the loss of friends or the actual sight of a war zone.
True.
It's something that really hurts my heart. And I feel like they have a great community here for that. I feel like you guys, I know you get together once a month with each other to have like a
meeting, yes.
meeting, which is beautiful because you keep in touch with each other, and you're from all the different branches, and you're all the different service agents and
different
stuff,
ranks, yeah.
right? All ranks, and I mean, women, men, and I've met a bunch of you one Veterans Day a couple of years ago. What is your advice to people that are struggling?
The biggest cure for anybody is
Yeah.
to talk to others, is to be there for each other, because that's what we focus in on as part of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We build camaraderie.
I
It
love
doesn't
that.
matter what branch you were in or what rank you're in. The one thing we learned in the military is we work with each other, we depend on each other, we protect each other.
Yeah.
We're one big family.
Right.
And even to this day, once we leave the service, we do the same. I mean, we always are there. We're following up or taking care of everything. And we have a lot of good resources here in the community. We have our veteran service officer, who is currently Jason Martell. His
Okay.
name is Pat Hammond. She retired, and now Jason Martell's taken over, and he's always been there. He's now all certified, and he's out there helping our fellow veterans.
Oh, that makes my heart
Yeah,
happy.
we have a lot of other different military members who are focusing in on the mental health of not just us as service members, but the community as a whole. Yeah,
Well, sure.
They have a lot of different. It's like what I do. I go out and I help the community. So does everybody else. Everybody that wants to get engaged, they do or find something outside of that military realm to do the same thing, and it's just basically to give back, and that's what we're doing.
You've always been giving back. You've been giving since you joined.
Well, and it's just all the support that we get from all our communities and from the American people and our country. Now it's time for us to give back to those who have supported us. And
Yeah.
so
Like
we
the
do our very
families,
best.
especially.
True, yeah.
Do you all have a special connection with each other's families as well? Because you've connected so deeply that I think it becomes deeper than just the surface. It goes deeper than that with family and members
Yes, definitely.
and things like that. And if anybody ever came to you and was seeking guidance, where would you send them?
Well, it would all depend on the type of guidance they're
Okay.
looking for. If they're looking for mental health guidance, we do have various resources we can guide them to. If they're looking for financial, we do have funds that are sitting by with the county as well as with
Wow.
our veterans that we are able to help with. One of the biggest things, and not to go away from the mental health aspect.
Of course
it
not,
all,
no.
because it all stems from the family.
Sure.
Our families are always been our number one supporters, no matter what we do and what we choose to be
Right.
in the military or not. we always look back and they're always there. My wife has always been there for me.
Aw.
She said, "Hey, you know, why have you thought about doing this or you thought about doing that?" And it just sparks that idea to move forward. And then when we have our veterans who are I wouldn't say are troubled. I would
No,
more
but
say
they could be
just
struggling a little bit. They might not be
struggling is the
they
term.
might not have come out.
Yeah, and it's
As-
probably because of they're unaware of the resources we have available. But
Now,
like
we
to
need to
educate.
get that out there. How do
You're
we
right.
educate the community that there are resources out there? Because I hear so many stories, even here in our beautiful, you know,
Valley, yeah.
there are people struggling.
Yeah, we do, and that's one thing about our community here is that we put a lot of emphasis on educating the community, no matter how old they are, no matter if they're young or old, that we're there to support.
Nice.
And we have various groups like the Hope Center, and we have. I'm sorry, it just kind of loses me, but the biggest one we do is focuses is not just Hope Center. We do now have the center over at Edwards.
Yeah, the
was a-
brand new building.
the brand new building.
I've been watching that get built for years now.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different organizations that help us through this,
Nice.
and we don't tell them to go. We kind of provide them with that so that they
Sure.
can.
Make the decision
Make
on their
decision on
own.
their own,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I struggle with mental health for different reasons. I was never in the service, but I've had PTSD. And if somebody's telling me you should do this,
Correct, yeah.
it's not going to do anything.
Right.
But if somebody says, I heard about this,
Let me introduce you to somebody who's
right. And then when you have somebody that has a little experience with it, it opens up your heart and it opens up your mind and it gives you the opportunity to maybe take that step.
Yes,
And then all it does is make things better.
true. Yep.
There's just a lot of different issues that people take away once they leave the military. And you don't even have to see an active war zone
True. Yeah.
to come back with any sort of trauma. I mean, there's just a lot going on. And so the bravery that you guys have is massive. It really is, because you don't know what's going to happen once you wake up and you go right into action.
And then the transition from the military to
Home life?
to regular life.
Now, how is
difficult.
that? You knew what you wanted to do, but there's many that leave the service and they don't know.
Right.
And so how is that transition?
So we have a lot of opportunities in the military that you can do, what you would do out in the
Yeah.
civilian world. I mean, the various functions and the jobs and the different things. Just because I worked with airplanes, it didn't mean maybe I should go into the airplane community.
Right.
But there's other functions, whether it be civil engineers, whether it be being in nursing, whether veterinarian. We all have that in the military. Any normal job we would have out here in the regular world.
Sure.
We have that in the military. Doctors, lawyers,
Right.
the whole 9 yards. So that transition for some are
That's
good.
amazing.
Those that operate with just guns, sometimes there's like, well, what can I do in the
Right.
civilian world that would relate? But
And they must be the toughest ones to
True.
rehabilitate.
Right. But the main focus of all that is basically, it's not just because of the job you did, it's your discipline that you learned,
Yeah.
your leadership. And when we promote leadership in the military, it transitions easier to the civilian world because it could be any job where you can just take on as a leader to teach and train. And it works out for a lot of them. So
That's amazing. You guys are really, and we have the veteran VA here, and my sister-in-law for her whole adult life has been an emergency doctor for the VA
awesome.
in Philadelphia.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you can
that's-
imagine what this woman has seen.
Exactly.
She's talking about altruism, and she could have been a doctor anywhere. She chose to help the veterans, and I just hear some stories with that, and just the gamut of issues that can come about just from experiencing life in the military, but they're not all negative. There's so many positive things you can bring back with you and ways to change the world, or at least your world or the world around you. You can really implement all of the things that you have learned and taken away from the military that most people don't know.
Sure. Yep.
You know, like I wouldn't know how to do anything that you do. But my point is that with that knowledge and those skills, you really do have a lot open up for you when you do come home.
Yes.
And I just think that's a beautiful thing. And for those of the people who do come back, you know, traumatized, my heart hurts so hard for them because they took an oath and they took a job to go do something to take care of us. And now they come back, and how do we? I just want to do whatever I can to take care of them. You know, so I know we do have the veterans and all the affairs and stuff, but as a community, what could we do to maybe help with people that are, you know, having a hard time finding their way?
And you know, I can say just a shoulder to lean on, somebody to listen. You know, the counseling availability. I think our community has changed. I've been here 12 years.
Okay.
And just to see it transition to where it's at now, and we're focusing, I mean, not just in the Eagle County area, just in the whole mountainous area, we have developed a big, how will we put it? A big, I wouldn't say it's a business. It's just more of a support role
Like
to help it. To help others. And regardless of whether they were prior military or not, being in a resort town, we see people from all over the world, and sometimes they come here alone and they don't have families. But our community has always been a part of, hey, we're here for everybody. And so we try our very best, and we're working with all the mental health community areas and the different organizations. And there's a big focus of that here, and it's very appreciative to a lot of our members who have been in the military and understand that. And with the camaraderie that we have within the veterans, we're there to help and support. It helps them even more so. So
I
we're
can
seeing
imagine.
more and more people that are just like becoming more adjusted and transitioning. But we just continue to keep our focus, and I'm sure our community will actually prove
That is
over us.
beautiful.
Yes,
I
it is.
mean, why don't more people? I mean, like, I have so much respect for anybody that goes and signs up for that. So if they come back and they're a little, you know, first thing I would want to do is help, because you put your life on the line for people like me who just lollygag around America, just doing my thing, hoping I'm going to be safe. And we need you all, and we look up to you, and we really do. There's so much mad respect. I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for everybody. Right. So what I was saying is, like, as a community, the way we all get together to help each other is important, and to have people that we can count on to comfort us and guide us is a really big deal. Now, I know you have meetings with all of the different veterans. Was it monthly or?
Yes, we usually meet every third Monday of the month. It's usually an executive council meeting for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, but we invite everybody to attend.
Oh, you
We-
do?
Yep, we go to Fiestas over in Edwards, and we have a nice little luncheon and discuss our business, but it's just more so the camaraderie and the banter.
I was wondering what takes place at these meetings.
So we discuss a lot of things, especially our focus is because we have a mission in the VFW, and that is, one is just, again, camaraderie, and two is to help build our future leaders.
Nice.
So we have created the scholarship fund for all our high school graduates, and we raise funds for that to help promote our leaders for tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
So we make sure that we provide them, like, we have we do a selection process. We don't really go for the the top person. We look at everything, you know,
For every level.
for every level, and then we help out the best we can. We have the normal scholarships that we give out for anyone to go to any. It doesn't matter what kind of school, whether it be a college or whether it be a vocational. It doesn't matter. We will provide them with a $2,000 scholarship. All they have to give us is just what they believe is patriotism.
Wow.
And they write an essay and they give it to us. We'll go through it and talk about all that stuff. But then once they get out of high school and they get that scholarship, they also have the opportunity to send us an email or a letter just to tell us how they're doing. And then we provide them $500 for every year that they're in school.
Wow.
So
That's a great incentive, too.
and our partners over at Colorado Mountain College have also created a scholarship that we help give them funds that we raise to help others who can't go to a large school. We help them to go to the Colorado Mountain College, and they can also get their degrees this way.
That is so important and so special.
Yeah.
I did not know this at all, so this is fantastic. And do you find our generation right now, the younger generation, they seem to be a little smarter than my generation?
goodness,
God.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, I just see very wise young adults speaking like they're wise old 80-year-olds. It's crazy. They're smart. They really are. So do you see a good future for our military within the confines, at least in our community, for the people that are showing an interest?
And we don't really go out there and try to recruit people
Right,
into
right.
the military.
But they show the
get
interest,
They
yeah.
show the interest, yes. And we try to help them through the process so that they can understand that it is a difficult life, no matter which branch you go to. But there is also that reward at the end of it.
Right.
And that's what we want to focus. And a lot of people have come up to me, both while in my police work, because they all know I'm a veteran, because I try to promote that as much as possible. And they ask the questions, well, if I join the military or do this and do that, what focus should I be on? And it's all about what you choose to do. You know, what job do you want to do when you get out? Focus in on what's going to benefit you when you come out of the military, regardless of how long you're in it.
So it's not always a present thing. You should always think of it as your present and your future for goals and, you know,
To
self-satisfaction
succeed.
and to
Correct, yeah.
succeed. Yeah. So I do see that any people of the younger generation that do go out into the military, I think that we're going to be pretty safe.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just, I don't know what's going on. The brains are great. Now, since you're also a policeman, do you ever see any red flaggers?
Well,
Like, ooh, I don't know if that guy should go.
well, when you say red flags, we're talking about whether they should go into the military or not. Okay.
Yeah. You're like,
There's a
that guy's a
difference.
little cray.
No, we always try to let them know that, you know, that again, life being as difficult as it is, and we want to make sure that they're educated, whether it's a choice they make, on how they would be able to adjust, or whether they be able to set that goal to succeed. You know, it's
Right.
not, I'm never going to deter anyone from saying, "Don't go.
No.
You don't need to go.
Right.
You got to stay here."
I'd be like, I don't know about that one.
It doesn't matter how a person is prior to joining.
Right. It's who they
usually-
become.
Exactly. And that's great. And so it's usually about what they're willing to learn,
Right.
and how they're willing to adjust, especially since the military is such a disciplinary group.
Yes.
You know, and it benefits everybody at the end of it all. And
Right.
that's one thing that, you know, some people don't understand. It doesn't matter how old a person is. I'm always saying yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And it's just being polite. Yeah, it's just being polite. And that's one thing we do learn, is that discipline in the military.
I like that. And I would venture to think, I don't like listening, I don't like repeating things I've heard, but in my mind, I figure boot camp, you know how they break us down and then they build us back up.
True,
It's
very true.
probably true.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not looking at it in a negative way. I'm looking at it in a way where everybody gets brought down to we're all the same.
Correct. Yeah.
None of you are better than the other.
Right.
And none of you are stronger, faster, quicker, maybe, but nobody knows that yet.
Right.
And that's when everybody starts at the same level field, and then they grow up together. So it's not about trying to strip somebody down and making them feel, just like a
No. It's
unvaluable human.
Right.
They're just trying to get everybody down to the same plane. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it's to build teamwork. And
Teamwork.
Yep, it's definitely. When I got into the military, I was I wouldn't say a very bad kid, but you know, I did have.
You
some
had your
difficulty-
sayings.
Exactly.
Who
And,
didn't?
Yeah, and I do recall getting in trouble while I was in boot camp. And
You
then
did?
Oh yeah, and they sent me over to an area, and I went back in the day down into San Diego, and they no longer have that boot camp there. And when you got in trouble, you get sent over to the SEAL team, and you're doing physical training like sit-ups, push-ups.
They kick your butt.
Oh yeah. I think I've been there twice or three times. I don't remember. But anyway, but
I love my rebel friend.
But it made me a better person. It made me to
It has to,
understand
yeah.
that I'm not me.
Right.
It's we.
It's a team.
Yes, it's a we that.
So you
go
can't
through
be
and do it.
cocky going in.
right.
And if you are going in, you don't end up like that coming out.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's amazing that's a great theory if you think about it, getting everybody on the same playing level field, for the lack of a better way to put it. And that way you all have each other's backs.
Yes.
And you all have respect for each other because nobody is different
Right.
or higher or lower. I mean, ranking is one thing, but togetherness and as a core group of people, you have to take care of each other because nobody has your backs but you guys out there.
And it's as you progress through the ranks, and even especially more so, it's more prominent as you become a chief, or depending on the branch of service you're in. As you progress, it's never about who works for who. It's always that, I had sailors that I worked with, and it's just what it is.
Right.
I work with them. I've never sit there and say they worked for me.
For me, yeah.
No matter what your rank is, it's for a fact that when you turn around, that person's going to be right there behind you to hold you up and to keep you going.
Right.
So it's always about, we are one big family, support and defend our country, and we support our Constitution and our democracy. And they're going to be right there to make sure that I get home every single day.
Oh, I love that so much. I mean, really, if you think about it, like most jobs, if you don't work as a team, there's no work.
Right.
It just falls apart. And it has to start as a core family to
Create a
be
core.
able to go out there. And if you have to fight together or, do electronics, I don't know what you
Right.
guys do, but whatever you're doing together, that's the word. It's together.
Correct.
You can't turn on each other. You can't not have each other's backs because that would just be a trickle down of disaster, I would
'cause
think.
each individual doesn't know everything.
Right.
But one person's going to know more, or one person's going to know less, and it's up to us to help each other through the difficult parts of our world.
That's great. And it's a mutual respect for each other because not everybody has the same knowledge, like you just said, and not everybody might be in the same level or whatever. And then everybody just becomes one. And I think that's just remarkable and special. I have one hot seat question for you.
Okay.
And I'm hoping I don't get you all crazy. How do you feel about women in the military?
I think it's a great thing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
I mean, everybody needs the opportunity to sit there and understand what the military is, regardless of what there is. And I come from a time when I first joined, there was 3 women on a carrier
Wow.
the whole time. And anytime we would do like what we would call a man overboard drills to ensure that we had everybody accounted for when we're out to sea and somebody didn't accidentally go into the water.
Yes.
We would usually come out of our racks and in just regular t-shirt and underwear and go and say, hey, I'm here, and then go down. But then the transitioning and getting more women in the military just kind of put that away.
Okay.
And now we're just a team. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We
That's
do
what
know
I
for a
think.
fact that you're there. We're all
Right.
there together. We're all one team no matter what.
I like
And the
that.
field that I was in, I worked with predominantly women.
Wow.
Because it was the administrative side of the house. And
Right.
it was always fun to see because sometimes those women would usually use their finesse to get things done. 'Cause
Yeah.
I had a group of ladies that I worked with, and then maybe it was like 4 women and 2 men, and usually there. And I would let them know, say, hey, we need to get this big printer up here to the 2nd floor.
Okay.
And then I would walk away, come back, and it's sitting on the 2nd floor. And I would look at them. I was like, wow, you guys lifted that thing? I was like, nah, we grabbed a couple of sailors that were in the hangar, ready to tell them, hey, used our charm, and they brought it up. I was like, well,
so
okay.
sometimes women really know how to get things done
Exactly.
without touching anything.
But that's just it. They got it done.
and that's what
important. Yep,
matters.
exactly.
I'm glad that you feel that way because I feel like anybody should have the right to join the ranks of the military, whether they're male, female, and whatever else goes
Right.
on. But I just feel like if you want to serve our country, why would you be sent away? Unless there's some, medical or physical reasons that you cannot.
Right.
But I mean, I think that anybody that wants to get out there and do something for our country,
Yeah.
let them
And
do
you
it.
You can do it in the military. You can do it in other ways. It's just
Right.
everybody's function in our world, regardless if they're in the military or not.
Right, there's female police officers,
Correct. Yeah.
and
we
they can do
it.
what you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, women police officers are some really, really go-getters.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
put it that way. I mean, if it gets into a part of adversity, they usually just step up and do what they have to do, just like any other person. So
Sure.
there's no differentiation between
Right.
man and woman.
No.
We do our job and we do it well.
And sometimes I feel like women might feel like they have to prove themselves harder because of the way a lot of people feel and think about females in certain jobs. But even if they have to push harder and prove more, they're still doing it and they're still kicking butt. And they really, 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 I have all the respect in the world for anybody that goes through the military, joins the police force, any first responder.
Doctors, any first responder, yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
because what you're doing is saving lives
Correct.
and
Yep,
looking
serving our
out for
community.
our people. And I think that's so important. And we've already been talking for 45 minutes.
Wow.
I know.
Time flies.
Before I do let you go, I want to know what the best thing you feel is that you took away from being part of our services.
It's just being able to work with the diversity of people.
Nice.
That's just because there's so many different groups and countries and people that have just melted into one. Just being able to work with everybody and understanding the different cultures and the different religions and the different political stances, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Working it as a group, no matter what that diversity is we're just a team. We're just one big family, and that's what I've taken away from there.
And I feel like that could be advice for the temperature of today.
Yeah.
Without getting into any details, because we don't need to do that. But the point is that without touching on what's going on today, if people look at our country and ourselves the way you just said, then we can all work things out together.
And I think the biggest example that we've ever had in our world, and it took a tragedy to understand it, was September 11th.
Absolutely.
2001. Because, yes, we did get another group come in and try to hurt us.
Yes.
Both economically and physically. But our country bonded together. Didn't
Like
matter
no
if they were
other.
military or whatever they were. They bonded together and became one, and we just united. And that's just exactly what it is. We are the United States of America.
Thank you. And I wish I felt that now. I feel like there's a divide right now, but I don't feel like it's forever.
No,
I
it's not.
feel like, we're all going through our growing pains or whatever you want to call it, because there's such a division. And I think back on 9/11 constantly. I remember we all came together. We were all there. And now we're kind of infighting and stuff. I want that to come about. And
It's part of our constitutional rights. That'll
that's
never
true.
change.
But for people to start looking out for each other again and not, hating on each other would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I don't wish for a tragic event to occur for us to unite again. I think it's just a matter of just uniting as a whole on an everyday situation.
That's
is
right.
what matters the most.
Right. And I mean, if you have the same attitude as you and me too, and we're totally different people and backgrounds and stuff like that. But I do believe that together we're one,
Yes.
separate we're a mess. I made that up. That's a new bumper
good.
sticker.
There you go.
All right, now the most important part of today is I want to talk about tomorrow, which is Veterans Day. And we do something special every single Veterans Day here in our community. And it doesn't change. Tell everybody what we're doing at Freedom Park tomorrow.
So tomorrow at 4 p.m., we're going to gather together and celebrate all the veterans. We usually do we have a guest speaker come in, and they talk about the various things and what the difference between Armistice Day and Veterans Day, and how the proclamation was signed on the 11th month of the 11th day of the 11th hour.
Okay.
That is designated Armistice Day, and which is the end of the World War.
Oh,
And now they celebrated those veterans that were involved in those conflicts, and then it evolved to not just the members of the world wars. It's now all veterans as a whole.
all encompassing.
So all encompassing. So then that's what we do is we go out there and we celebrate and the happiness of it being a veteran, no matter if we're here or no, we're not on this earth. We celebrate all veterans as a whole. And we also do the Memorial Day event. And I think the confusion in our country is that everybody comes up to you and say Happy Memorial Day. Well, it's not a Happy Memorial Day. It's
Yeah,
a
I always
Saturday.
never understood that. Happy
Right.
Memorial. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
But tomorrow will be Happy Veterans Day. It's a happy event. And
Right.
We're here to celebrate all veterans.
Right.
Yeah.
And that makes perfect sense because you are celebrating your accomplishments and all of the things that you guys have done together and made it work. And I go every year. I walk on over to Freedom Park. I heard you're going to have the Battle Mountain High School, the marching
Yes.
band, that drum line,
Yes.
and another portion of them. I forget.
I think we have the singers.
The singers. I mean, that's going to be fantastic. So you're going to have entertainment, and then there's going to be some keynote speakers.
Yes.
Correct. And then I believe you also have people from the Scouts or something like that.
Yep,
It's really
Scouts
cute.
usually
I
help us with
love
our color
that.
guards, yes.
I mean, I always think of people that join the Scouts and things like that as our future
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
military because it seems like it's along the lines of that, or at least trying to enjoy
militaristic view of it all,
that
yes,
type of thing.
And I
the
love
brotherhood of
Scouts.
it.
True, yeah, and I love the Scouts because there's not just the education of just being militaristic. They actually learn the tools and crafts of, hey, starting a fire. Wow, I can't even do that.
I
You
know,
right?
right?
still,
No,
it's
it's
pretty concept,
true.
yeah.
I think it's really
Surviving.
magnificent. Survival skills.
Yep.
Yeah, things like that. And I think it's very important to always have some things that when you're younger to prepare you for the decisions that you're going to make as an adult.
Yep.
And what time does tomorrow start? 5?
4 p.m.
4.
4
Okay.
p.m.
So 4 o'clock at Freedom Park, and that's in Edwards, and it's partially a dog park, but it's also a memorial.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful place. I mean, really, it's just beautiful. And it happens on the west side of
Yep,
the
it's-
lake.
So it's near. So we have one of, I think it was like 100 pieces of the Pentagon from September 11, 2001,
Wow.
that is prominently displayed there. We
Yeah.
also have our memorial wall
Yeah.
that sits there and dedicates to all our veterans and first responders. So
Yeah, it's beautiful. You
a
can't
beautiful
miss
spot.
it
No,
anyway.
yeah.
I also want my dog there, so I always feel something very, some kind of visceral feeling when I walk right there in that area and stuff because it's just the most profound thing for people to have served and given their lives or sadly lost their lives or come back and, struggle or come back and pull off an amazing career with a police force or fire department or anything like that. So for me, my hat's off to the veterans, to every single one of you. I think that you are all a magnificent altruistic group of people.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And we can't thank you enough. And my heart hurts for those veterans who struggle, who end up homeless or end up with a mental illness because they haven't figured out the way to combat it. I'm hopeful though.
Yep.
I'm very hopeful that there's people like you that I'm sure if you saw one of your fellows on the ground,
Would pick them back up.
you would pick them right back up.
And that's a key thing. The one thing those that are suffering from mental health issues need to understand is that you're not alone.
Right.
We are one big family. And if you need me to come by and say hello, I will be more than happy to do so. And we have thousands of veterans to do that.
Right.
We're always here for each other.
You
It
need
doesn't
to
matter.
reach out. And sometimes it's hard for somebody to reach out because for whatever reasons they have. But if they're having troubles reaching out, I know that you guys would mow down and get sure that person was taken care of anyway.
We're here for each other.
Yeah.
Always.
And that's a beautiful thing. I think we should all take a lot of information that we're learning today about being in the services and what it's about and what it makes you feel like as a human. And there's a power behind it, but not a power where you want to, abuse. It's a power that you want to use for good.
Yes.
And that's how you come out of this with some goodness in your heart, altruism. You want to do the right thing. You want to take care of your community and your other veterans and your people and your family and all your neighbors and everybody else.
And our natural instinct is to take care of you, your family. Well, don't forget, your family is not just your internal group.
Right.
It's the family of your community.
Yes.
Then that's what supports and makes sure we're okay.
And I agree with you 100%. And you are making our community just a wonderful experience. And you're just one guy.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
know you guys, I know several of the veterans, but if I'm talking to just this one beautiful soul, can you imagine how many great great
We have a lot of them. Yes.
hearts we have here that we're surrounded with. What was the number again of how many vets we have in our community?
I think it was just over 2,200.
That's amazing. I had
And,
no idea.
that's when I see your face, it's that you don't even know the person next to you has been a veteran. Because,
Right.
But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah. I mean, what people have to realize is there's not a stigma attached to a veteran.
True. Yep.
You know, I mean, not all veterans are successful, not all veterans became doctor. You know, everybody has a different story.
Yes.
But you're all veterans, which means you're all in our hearts and you're all in our gratitude. The deepest gratitude I could possibly put out is for those of you who have served our country and come back safe and alive and taken care of us. And we're still here.
Yep.
We're
still
still
working.
here.
We're still strong.
We're still strong, and we're still going to be okay, and everybody's going to come together, and we're going to continue on. And with people like you, we can't go wrong.
No, we can't. No, not just me. There's a lot of people.
I know, but you're with me right now here. So, all right, you guys, this is my favorite human. I really
you very
do.
much.
Thank you so much. From the Vail, I almost said Vail PD, from the Avon Police
Yes, ma'am.
Department. And is there anybody that you want to do a shout out for or anything like that?
No, just our basic community.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
That's Al Zepeda, everybody. He's
Thank
one of
you.
my favorites. Avon PD and one of our wonderful veterans. And please go on out to Freedom Park tomorrow at 4 o'clock for the Veterans Day celebration. We do celebrate Veterans Day. It is a happy experience because of all the gratitude that we can give you guys. We hope you feel it in your soul tomorrow.
We do. Thanks.
And every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, everybody, it's Al Zepeda. When you see him on the street, give him a big hug. All right, lots of love. Thank you very much. We are the Chatbox Vail coming to you from High Five Access Media, and thank you for tuning in.